little bit. So, as you know, Pete's going to be managing the game tonight. My name is Mike Raines. I'm the Director of Baseball Operations and Communications here at the Corn Belters. So we're going to present Pete with his very own Corn Belters jersey, number 14, going to be wearing tonight. Got the rose on the back.
Better, honey. Who else name we going to put on the back? Pretty good jersey, huh, guys? You like my hat? You better like my hat. You guys got free tickets to get in here tonight. I'm happy to be here, of course. It's always fun to come to these kind of games. Let me tell you why. Because I appreciate the enthusiasm that the players give the fans in this league. They're trying to keep their dreams alive, maybe perhaps someday playing in the big leagues. And you see that enthusiasm on the field. You feel it in the clubhouse when you go down and talk to them. And it takes a stud to play independent league baseball, because you're not going to get rich playing here. But like I try to tell these guys, that every time you play a game, there's somebody watching. And if you're playing on Monday, you got to give that somebody the reason to come back and watch you on Tuesday. Then you give them a reason to come back and watch you on Wednesday. And the first thing you know, you're called in the general manager's office and he says, well, we purchased your contract and you're going to an affiliate AA team or AAA team. Now you're only a heartbeat away from the big leagues. And there's been a lot of players over the years that played independent league baseball that made the big leagues. So that's a reality. That's not any BS. That's the way it is. And these guys understand that on both sides of the ball tonight, both teams. And we'll see a very competitive game tonight, because one team's in first place and the other team's a game out of first place. So we get to see two pretty good teams playing baseball tonight. And they're lucky they get to play 2 games. You know, when I played, I wish I'd have played 3 games. I'd have got tired, but I still would have had fun. And I'd have got 4 or 5 more at-bats. And I'd probably had 400 or 500 more hits. So that's why you play. You know, I always played a game for 3 reasons. One reason to win, which is the most important reason. The second reason was to score runs. And the third reason was to get hits. So I won more games than anybody. I'm first in hits, and I'm third in runs scored. So 2 out of 3 isn't bad. Now, does anybody have any questions? Don't be shy.
You're going to be a part of Tuesday's All-Star team. Talk to me a little bit about that experience.
Well, that's going to be fun for me. Actually, Monday I'm going to be on the pregame show for Fox up till 5 o'clock, and I believe the game's on ESPN. And then we have the All-Star game, and I'll be on the pregame show and the postgame show on Tuesday. And you know, it's going to be fun for me, obviously. You have to understand one thing about the All-Star game. The game is being played on Pete Rose Way, which is where the ballpark is. So it's probably going to mean more to me to be there than most anybody else. And it'd be fun for me. You know, I got a love affair with the Cincinnati fans. I was born there. I was raised there. I played knot-hole baseball there. I played high school baseball there. And then I played for the Reds for like 19 years. So I'll probably know half the people that go to the game Tuesday night. Or I feel like I know them. You know, I think playing in my hometown all those years kind of drove me to play the way I did, knowing that my dad was in the audience and all my friends were in the audience. And I just never had time to relax and think about what I was doing. You know, you got to slap your face every once in a while and realize you're in the big leagues. Then once you start, producing, and once you start getting introduced to Tony Perez and Johnny Bench and Joe Morgan and, David Concepcion and Sparky Anderson and Ken Griffey and George Foster and Cesar Geronimo. And then I'm lucky enough to go to Philadelphia and play with Mike Schmidt and Steve Carlton. Then you go on there to Montreal and you play with Andre Dawson and Gary Carter. I mean, my whole life story has been around great players. Great players who all had the same desires, and the desire was to win. you know, you get in trouble when you stress that. But the only reason you play sports is to win. It's the only reason. You know, if any of you guys got nephews or nieces, or you got kids, or you got grandsons, and not look like there's too many grandpas out there, and you go watch them play in any kind of sporting event, don't tell me you don't feel better on the way home when they win. And they did something. You do feel better. So there is something. You know, when I played, if we lost a game, my dad wouldn't even stop to eat. You know, he wouldn't even stop to eat on the way home. And if we went into a slump as a team, it was almost like going to Jenny Craig. I have nothing against Jenny Craig, by the way. But that's just, see, if you can call it winning, you can call it losing. You can call it positive, you can call it negative. It's an attitude. It's an attitude that you acquire through your experiences. And I acquired a winning attitude with the Reds, with the Big Red Machine, with the Phillies, with Montreal. You know, and I always have that winning attitude. I'm a very positive person. I always have that attitude. I'm not a negative guy. You know, even though I knew I was going to make 7 out of 10 outs, I was only going to get 3 hits, but I'm not negative about making the 7 outs. And you go to the Hall of Fame if you hit 3 out of 10 in your career. That's a 300 batting average. That's what everybody strives for, to hit 300. You know, what other sport can you fail 7 out of 10? Aaron Rodgers, if he completes 3 out of 10, we're not buying his jersey. If LeBron James makes 3 out of 10, we're not buying his jersey. You know, if you're managing the Reds like I did for 5 years, and someone tells me, Pete, you're going to win 100 games this year, I'm happy as hell, but I'm still going to lose 62. I'm still going to lose 62. So that's the attitude. You have to be positive. It's not rocket science. We make it too difficult today.
Who's a player you will be looking for in the All-Star game? Who are some names you can throw out, current players that you think do it the Pete Rose way?
Well, I don't want to say all, because to be honest with you, I've been traveling. I don't know who's on the roster. But most of the guys, if not all the guys in that game, play the game right, or they wouldn't be in that All-Star game. You know, you don't. You're not a loafy come Sunday and make that game. You know, I'm interested in meeting McCutchen. He's my favorite player now. I really think he's the best player in the National League at the present time. I really like Matt Carpenter. You know, but I have to like Frazier, because he beat Matt Carpenter out for the third base spot. And Todd's going to be the leader of the Reds someday. He's having another great year. Mike Trout is a really good player. You know, too bad that Cabrera's not going to be there. I don't think he's going to be there, because he's the best hitter in all of baseball, I think. You know, Pujols is going to be asked to see what he does. Now that he's made the All-Star team as an American leaguer. We know what he did as a National leaguer. So there's a lot of players that you like to meet. And just most of the guys, if not all the guys in that game, will play the game right. You don't become an all-star by playing the game wrong. People aren't stupid. Those are the ones that are voting for you. And, you know, I'm a National League fan. I'm rooting for the National League. Even though I'm on Fox, I can't be biased. I love the National League. I always thought the National League was better than the American League. And then they come up with that interleague play, and that kind of took all that lust out of that situation. All that, you know, we were taught for years and years and years to believe that the National League was superior to the American League. And I'm sure if Yastrzemski was sitting here today, he'd tell you the American League is superior to the National League. And you know, I was lucky enough to play in 17 All-Star games, and we only won 16 of them. So we tried to prove our point. The only one we lost was 1971 in Detroit, when Reggie Jackson hit that monster home run off of Doc Ellis. That thing would have went out at Briggs Stadium. That thing was on the way up and hit the transformer. I saw it. I believed it.
You say you have a love affair with Cincinnati fans. They're expecting one of the biggest crowds here tonight. You have a love affair with fans everywhere. Why do you think fans still love you so much? And do you think fans?
What's my looks? I mean, what are you talking about?
Do you think